he's backed off and testing deeper levels. But there are always stocks and at detectrader.com that are looking good and are breaking out. I want to show you some of the better ones. The Axsm, which has been a swing trade of ours since June when it popped out in front of the little wedge and ran up and pulled back, exploded and doubled nearly at one point from 30 to 70, more than doubled, yeah, and then came down, double bottomed around the high 30s, and then popped and pulled back. Today was a special day on positive drug news, 55 to 80 almost, just about 79 and 60 or so. Finished 74, 75, was up a spectacular 18 points today at 32%. Volume was 11.7 million, one of the bigger days of the year. I suspect we might see it follow through towards 90 and then 100. Beat, with that big move in September that saw it go from a bucket 17 in about 3 weeks to 674. So a six-fold increase in about 3 weeks. So you have to see go through a period of digestion, which it did, a three-wave corrective wedge. It broke out a couple of days ago, had an inside day yesterday. Today was an engulfing bullish day. And now I'm looking for a move to 685 to retest that level. But the measure move says this could be a $10 stock. Stay tuned. BEEM also had positive news today. Jumped on 1.1 million shares, which is a lot for that stock. The biggest volume on an update since last December, about 11-month volume high. On a breakout day that saw it get through resistance at around 1970, about 19 a quarter. Closing 1978. I'm looking for a follow through to get up to 25.6 up in that zone. Ctlt been devastated. Massive head and shoulder top. So I go from 140 down to 40, losing 100 points in about a year. But today's pop and breakout on 11.4 million shares up 14% was significant, I think, technically. But there's going to need to be a follow through. Now there's some resistance at 49 and then at 54. Those are targets. Beyond that, you have the gap mid-range around 58 and then 60, 61. DBGI, 4 days in a row up off the lows in the 3 1/4 range. Today's spike high, 939, nearly tripled in a week. So be careful up here. There's resistance. If it does get through here and it's momentum follow through, you might see 1213. ELF, unbelievable chart. I just wanted to show it to you because it's a beauty. V bottom, right-handed extended platform, breakout, stair stepping your way higher, go into a rising flag, pull back and test the moving averages and trend line, work your way higher, and then start to accelerate. In the last 3 weeks, it's gone from 41.5 to 56.5, and it doesn't look done yet, although it is at the top of the channel. I wanted to show you how powerful it's been, going from literally tripling from May. GTC popped out of a wedge today, or coil, and closed above the pattern resistance, price resistance, 50-day moving average resistance. Next target has to be around, let's call it 9 3/4 and then 12.5. Harmonic light wave, or HLIT, now called harmonic, with a pop, jumped up to 1549 and backed off. Key resistance now is here at about 1580. So we get to 50 3/4, 80. I'm looking at 17.5. LI with a reversal of support today and upgraded by Jeffries. I just like the fact that it's got a double bottom, V bottom, a platform, and it's a tight stop, easy stop here. Under 15.5 3/4, you're out. A low risk trade, I think. The upper side is 19.5, 21, and then mid-20s. Macrogenics, this is the tech trader swing we put on when it broke out. I think it was here. It's moved from about 4 3/4 or 4.5 to 7.5 and pulled back from the wedge, and today broke back out again, jumping from 570 to 686, finishing just pennies off the high, 679 up 87 cents. If we get to 7.5, we're looking at 8 3/4 and 10. MLCO, a beneficiary from the Chinese license renewal for 10 years for Macau, which is a big part of the revenue, popped today and got up to resistance. Now, what I'd be looking for in the next few days, next couple of days, can we get to 8, 15, 20? You do that, you may be headed to 11. RETA, beautiful long base pattern, popping $1.97 or 5.5% today, but it looks like if it gets up through here, we're looking at a stock that could be 50, 60, 70. TBLA, major deal, 10-year deal today. And it could be the multi-billions with Yahoo. Exploded on 89 million shares for 40%. I don't think that's just an average day. That's a definite breakout day. Looking for a short-term extension of 3.560 and then 5. And finally, TME, beautiful base pattern. After a long decline, so it dropped from 32 down to 3. From the multi-month base, broke out. Your target's now 7.5 and 9.5. And that's it for today. Good night, everybody.